Mhm. Whose names should we expect to hear over and over again throughout these hearings? What you just described sounds like, what John Eastman wrote about and others. So, who are we going to hear about the most? What characters should we become familiar with?
Well, John Eastman, of course, was the legal architect for the so-called Green Bay sweep of trying to destroy Joe Biden's legitimate majority in the Electoral College. Biden had won by more than 7 million votes in the popular vote. He had a 306 to 232 margin in the Electoral College, which happened to be the exact same margin that Trump had defeated Hillary by in 2016, 306 to 232, a margin that Trump had declared an absolute landslide. But the whole point was by any means necessary to destroy Biden's majority in the Electoral College. And so we're going to go through a whole series of steps that were taken. Now, the legitimate one was, of course, to go to court. And thankfully, we have the results of all that litigation. More than 60 federal and state court judges, including 8 judges nominated to the bench by Donald Trump himself, finding that there was no electoral fraud, there was no electoral corruption. We have a comprehensive and detailed statement by the judiciary, federal and state courts alike, rejecting every allegation of voter fraud or voter corruption affecting the outcome of this election. And that should have been the end of it, of course, Leanne, but they went on to try to force the state legislatures to nullify the popular vote and just install electors. They went to try to get state election officials, most infamously Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger in Georgia, just to find votes. Donald Trump said, just find me 11,780 votes. That's all I want. Hey, I'm a politician. That's all I want. That's all any politician wants. Just find us thousands of votes. But that wasn't Donald Trump trying to stop election fraud. That was Donald Trump trying to commit election fraud. They were trying to materialize votes that didn't exist and destroy votes that did exist. And when all of that didn't work, then they moved on to other plans, including a plan that his disgraced former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, was involved in to get the military to seize the election machinery and rerun the election. So there will be discussion of that. And then all of it came down to January 6th, which is why that was a day of such explosive political consequence for our country.
Mhm.